Here I am with Mike Bates, the Executive Director of the Cullman Red Cross. How are you today?
Doing fine, man. Thank you.
All right. We were downtown filming a little bit earlier today, and we saw that the Red Cross building had been damaged. Have y'all been able to get back into the building?
We got some of our supplies out of it, and some of the things out of the building is going to end up being a total loss. So when the disaster was going on, we didn't have a home base to work out of. So we were working out of shelters mostly, which we set up 3 shelters, and we were operating out of the Civic Center.
How did that affect your emergency plan, being not being in the building? How did that affect how you approached the situation?
Well, we had a lot of supplies there, everything from water to cots, and then of course we had some cots in other locations, and they were without power, and most of them were behind locked gates that worked off electricity, so we couldn't get to those, so we had to break into those places. And then we had an emergency trailer that we had already taken to Hansville, so it was out of the damage from the one that came through Cullman. Of course, Hansville was hit awfully hard too.
Right. Now, how has the Red Cross been working with other organizations throughout the county and then nationally as well?
Yeah, well, we got the call to set up a shelter in Hansville, and we set it up that afternoon after the straight line winds came through on Wednesday morning. We got the call to come set up the one for Cullman after the tornado came through, but we couldn't get back because the tornado warnings kept going off in Hansville. So we were trapped in Hansville until about 9:30 or so. We got the all clear. We set up a shelter at the Civic Center sometime around 10 o'clock on Wednesday night, and also got a call from Haleville, which is Winston County, something we serve too. And we had set up a shelter there the next morning. So we had 3 shelters set up in about 9 hours. So it was very difficult without a home base to do it from. A lot of our call numbers, contact numbers, things like that we would normally get a hold of volunteers or whatever were at the office that we couldn't get to. So it's very difficult to work out of it, but we had great volunteers that work diligently around the clock. People like the Civic Center staff, John Hunt and his staff down there were tremendous help to us. Our volunteers showed up in force. Churches sprang up all over the place feeding people, and we have supported those with logistics, sending food to them, getting food from them. It's been a community effort. It's not just been the Red Cross or the churches, it's been everybody that could help that's jumped in to help.
What kind of jobs did the volunteers do? Were they mostly serving food or?
Yeah, serving, cooking, taking care of needs, whether it be, somebody may have an injury of some kind, people lost their houses, emotional type problems that they had. Then we started pushing out supplies. We were serving about 3,000 meals a day out of the Civic Center.
Wow.
With food coming in, trying to organize all of that. It was very difficult to say the least, but the main thing that we were looking for in our mission is that people got helped, and I think that's what we provided, as did a lot of the churches that they provided. A lot of the help that was given freely by people with no strings attached to help folks.
The Red Cross is, of course, an international organization, really. How does the Red Cross as a whole come together to help the specific local chapters during an event like this?
Well, it's just like Katrina or anything like that. I mean, the local chapters are not set up to deal with a large scale of it. We've since I've been there about 19 months, and we've handled 109 house fires. We can handle those because that's, our staff can handle that and our volunteers can handle that. But this is a much larger scale that you need the help that the international or the National Red Cross can provide you. So since everything has calmed down, and I use that word loosely, that we have set up a distribution center at the fairgrounds, and a lot of our people from National are there, and they're distributing bulk items, like things that people may need. They can come to Building 1 at the fairgrounds and receive assistance up there. We also have caseworkers up there. We're a 2-person paid staff and volunteers, so we couldn't handle the volume that's going to be out there, but these people at the fairgrounds can.
Right. Now, in the past few days, I know that I've seen a lot of Red Cross workers specifically at the Civic Center. What kind of services have you been offering there?
Yeah, and we have since moved to the Cullman Fairgrounds too. We kept that open until our shelter was closed. When our shelter population reached 0, we moved to the fairgrounds. So the services up there, again, if there's any type of need that people have, they can check in at Building 1 up there. They will assist them, especially when we get ready to do client casework, those type of things. Now, FEMA's currently on the ground now, which they're doing a lot of work too. But ours is turned into bulk distribution. We're still feeding. We're pushing over 1,000 meals a day out in the community. There's places in Cullman that can't be reached. There's places in Fairview. There's places in Hansville. And we have what we call ERVs, which are portable feeding vehicles. They're going out in the county. We have several of them in the county now, so they're trying to reach all the people who can't get to where we're feeding. The mass sites are at the fairgrounds and at Daystar and the Methodist Church and some of those, but we're pushing food out to people in outlying areas.
Well, I know that so many people in the past week have been reliant upon the Red Cross, and y'all have been doing a fantastic job about getting people fed and sheltered. How is the best way for residents now to help the Red Cross and then to help in the future as well?
Well, you know, there's so many things that have been donated. You know, we couldn't have got by without the food donations, the ice donations, the water donations, Walmart distribution, and Walmart itself, a tremendous help to us, as was Tyson. Tyson was outstanding in some things they did. Excuse me, the Jack's Hamburgers, their people showed up and cooked and did a super job. So the best way to do now is monetary donations are absolutely the best. And I know that sounds greedy to say that in a time like this, but that money can be spent to get help to the people that need it.
Fantastic. And can they write a check or go onto the internet?
Absolutely, they can do either one. They can, if they write a check, they can send it to 424 3rd Avenue Southeast, which is our old address, and it will be forwarded to us. Or they can go online, and if it comes from this zip code, it will take care of this disaster that came through.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
And good luck in the future.
Thanks, man.